I, 32 male, was sitting at my kitchen table Saturday morning, going through some work emails when Melissa, 29, walked in holding her phone like a weapon. We've been together for about 18 months, living together for the last 6. We need to talk, she announced, pulling out the chair across from me with unnecessary force. I closed my laptop. Okay, what's up? She slid her phone across the table, showing some relationship advice article about financial transparency in modern relationships. The headline read something like, "Why couples who share everything last forever." I've been thinking, she started. We've been together long enough. It's time we combine our finances. I want access to your bank accounts. I blinked. Access to my accounts? Why? Because that's what serious couples do, Derek. My friend Tanya and her boyfriend share everything. Complete transparency. That's real trust. Mel, we split bills fairly. You know what I earn. What's this really about? Her jaw tightened. It's about you hiding things from me. What are you spending money on that you don't want me to see? I'm not hiding anything. My finances are my business, just like yours are yours. She stood up, hands on hips. So you don't trust me. This isn't about trust. It's about boundaries. Boundaries? She laughed, but it wasn't a happy sound. We live together. We sleep in the same bed. But your precious bank account is off limits. Yes, I said simply. It is. Her face went red. Then we're done. If you can't trust me with your money after 18 months, then this relationship is going nowhere. I looked at her for a long moment. She was doing that thing where she tilted her chin up, waiting for me to cave like I usually did when she threw these ultimatums. The time she demanded I skip my brother's bachelor party. The time she insisted I stop playing basketball with the guys on Sundays. I'd given in before. Not this time. Okay, I said. We're done then. The silence stretched for maybe 10 seconds. Her mouth opened and closed like a fish. You're serious? You just gave me an ultimatum. I'm not giving you access to my accounts. So by your logic, we're done. Derek, don't be ridiculous. I'm just trying to. You said we're done if I don't give you access. I'm not giving you access. Pretty straightforward. She grabbed her phone off the table. You're really going to throw away our relationship over this? I'm not throwing away anything. You're the one who made it conditional on accessing my bank accounts. This is so typical. You never want to commit fully. Sharing bank accounts after 18 months isn't commitment, Mel. It's premature and, frankly, concerning that you're this insistent about it. She stormed out of the kitchen. I heard drawers slamming in the bedroom, then the front door about 20 minutes later. I pulled out my phone and changed my apartment lock code. Thank God for smart locks. Then I blocked her number. If we were done, we were done. The text started coming through Facebook Messenger within an hour. Baby, please, let's talk about this. You're overreacting. I didn't mean it like that. At least unblock my number so we can discuss this like adults. I didn't respond. Instead, I went to the gym, then grabbed lunch with my buddy Tom, who'd been through a similar situation. She really thought you'd just hand over your banking info? Tom asked, shaking his head. Apparently. The weird thing is, she makes decent money. It's not like she's struggling. Bro, it's about control. My ex did the same thing. Started with wanting passwords to everything, then got mad when I wouldn't add her to my credit cards. That evening, the doorbell rang around 7 p.m. I checked the camera app. Melissa was standing there, and she'd clearly been crying. Mascara streaked down her cheeks. I didn't open the door, just spoke through the intercom. Melissa, we're done. You made that clear this morning. Dara, please. I didn't mean it. Can we just talk? There's nothing to talk about. You can pick up your stuff tomorrow. I'll box it up and leave it outside. You changed the lock code. Yes, I did. This is my home, too. Actually, it's not. The lease is in my name. You're not on it. She started sobbing harder. Where am I supposed to go? That's not my problem anymore. You ended this relationship, remember? I was just upset. I didn't really mean we were done. Then you shouldn't have said it as an ultimatum. She stood there for another 10 minutes, alternating between crying and raging at the door. I put on my noise-canceling headphones and continued working. Update 1 to 48 hours later. The last 2 days have been intense. Sunday morning, I packed up all of Melissa's stuff as promised. Clothes, toiletries, her books, that ridiculous crystal collection she insisted brought positive energy to our relationship. A lot of good that did. Put it all in boxes and bags, set them on the porch at 10 a.m., and texted her from my work phone that she had until 6 p.m. to collect everything. She showed up at 10:30 with her sister Nicole, 27, and Nicole's husband Brad. Nicole immediately started it on me. You seriously locked her out over a conversation? Nicole said, arms crossed. She gave me an ultimatum. I accepted her terms. I replied, staying in the doorway. She didn't mean it literally. Then she shouldn't have said it literally. Brad, to his credit, looked uncomfortable and stayed quiet, helping load boxes into their SUV. Melissa tried a different approach. Derek, can we please just talk inside? Privately? No. You wanted access to my private information? I said no. You said we're done. I'm respecting your decision. Stop saying that. You know that's not what I meant. What did you mean then? I wanted to feel like we were really together, you know? Like a real couple. Real couples don't demand access to each other's bank accounts under threat of breakup. Nicole jumped back in. God, you're such an asshole. She deserves better. Then this works out perfectly for everyone. They finished loading the stuff. As they were leaving, Melissa turned back one more time. You're going to regret this, Derek. You'll never find someone who loves you like I do. I'm willing to take that chance. Monday morning, things escalated. I woke up to 73 Facebook notifications. Melissa had posted a lengthy rant about me on her wall, tagging several mutual friends. The post, now deleted, but I screenshotted it, read, when you give someone 18 months of your life and they throw you on the street because you wanted to build a future together. Derek, last name, is a narcissistic sociopath who locked me out of my home with no warning. Ladies, this is what happens when you date a man who values his money more than your relationship. I'm homeless because I asked for basic trust in our relationship. The comments were split. Some of her friends were calling me trash, saying I should be ashamed, typical men ain't shit energy. But surprisingly, several people pushed back. Wait, he locked you out for wanting to share finances. Melissa, didn't you tell me last month you wanted to quit your job once you moved in with him? Girl, you were at the club Thursday talking about his savings account. That last comment was from her coworker Janet, and it was quickly deleted. My phone started buzzing with texts from mutual friends asking for my side. I kept it simple. She demanded access to my bank accounts or we were done. I chose done. The apartment is mine, not on lease together. Then Monday afternoon, the real entertainment began. I got a call from my apartment complex office. Mr. Thompson, this is Sandra from the leasing office. We had a young woman here claiming she was illegally evicted from Unit 4B. That's my ex-girlfriend. She's never been on the lease. I can come show you documentation if needed. No need. We checked our records. Just wanted to make you aware. We've informed her she has no legal standing here. Around 6 p.m. Monday, her mom called me. I almost didn't answer, but figured I should hear this out. Derek, honey, what's going on? Melissa is hysterical. Hi, Mrs. Patterson. Melissa demanded access to my bank accounts and said we were done if I didn't comply. I didn't comply. Long pause. She demanded access to your bank accounts? Yes, ma'am. Said it was that, or we were over. Another pause. And you've only been dating 18 months? Yes, ma'am. I heard her sigh deeply. Derek, I'm sorry. That's not how I raised her. Though I have to ask, where is she staying? I don't know. She said we were done. So I respected that and asked her to collect her belongings. I see. Well, she'll land on her feet. She always does. The way she said that last part was interesting. Like this wasn't the first time. Update 2, 1 week later. So it's been a week since the give me your bank account or we're done ultimatum, and oh boy has it been a ride. First, the good news. I've had the most peaceful week in months. Didn't realize how much mental energy I was spending managing Melissa's moods until she was gone. Slept better, killed it at work, even started that woodworking project I've been putting off. Now for the drama, because apparently Melissa couldn't just take the L and move on. Wednesday last week, I got a Venmo request from her for $2,847. The note said, for my portion of rent, utilities, and emotional damages for illegal eviction. I declined it and blocked her on Venmo. Thursday, she tried Zelle. Same amount. Blocked. Friday, she had Nicole text me from her number. Melissa needs that money to get a new place. It's the least you can do after making her homeless. I replied, Melissa ended our relationship. She's not homeless. She has a job and family. Please don't contact me again. But Saturday was special. I was having coffee around 9 a.m. when I heard commotion in the hallway. Looked through the peephole to see Melissa with some guy I didn't recognize try to jimmy my door with a credit card like this was a 90s movie. I called out, "I have you on camera. Leave now or I'm calling the police." The guy jumped back. Melissa shouted, "I have rights. I lived here." "No, you don't. And you're on camera attempting to break in. You have 10 seconds to leave." The dude was already heading for the stairs. "Mel, I'm not getting arrested for this." She followed him, but not before yelling, "This isn't over." Narrator, it wasn't over. Sunday afternoon, my landlord called me. Not the office, the actual property owner, Mr. Garrison. "Derek, I've received a letter from someone claiming to be Melissa Patterson's attorney regarding an illegal eviction." My stomach dropped. "Mr. Garrison, she was never on the lease. She was a guest who stayed over regularly." "I know. I reviewed your file. But I need to ask, did she receive mail there? Did she have keys?" "She had the door code, which I changed when she ended the relationship. Some mail came there, yes." "Okay. Forward me any documentation about the relationship ending. Don't worry too much. She has no case, but I need to respond formally." I sent him the screenshots of her ultimatum text from Facebook Messenger, the post she made calling me a sociopath, everything. Monday morning, I got a call from a restricted number. Against my better judgment, I answered. "Mr. Thompson, this is James Wheeler from Wheeler & Associates. Regarding, I represent Ms. Patterson in the matter of her unlawful eviction from the residence at." "Mr. Wheeler, Ms. Patterson was never a tenant. She was a girlfriend who stayed over. She ended our relationship, and I asked her to collect her belongings, which she did. She claims she was a resident who paid rent. She never paid rent. We split some bills and groceries like couples do. I have bank records showing no rent payments from her. She has receipts showing she contributed to household expenses. Contributing to groceries doesn't make you a tenant, counselor. She was a guest. The lease is solely in my name. She ended the relationship with an ultimatum about accessing my bank accounts. I have that in writing." Pause. "Bank accounts?" "Yes. She demanded access to my personal bank accounts, or we were done." I said we were done. "She made the choice." Longer pause. "I see. We'll be in touch." He hung up. I immediately called my buddy, who's a lawyer. "Dude, she has nothing," he said after I explained. "She was a licensee at best, someone you allowed to stay there. When she ended the relationship, you revoked that license. The fact that she gave you an ultimatum and you have it in writing? That's gold." Tuesday, things got even more interesting. Remember that comment from her coworker Janet about Melissa discussing my savings at the club? Well, Janet reached out to me directly on Instagram. "Hey, Derek, I know we don't really know each other, but I wanted you to know Melissa's been planning this for months. She kept talking about how once she got access to your accounts, she'd move money gradually to protect the relationship or something. Thought you should know in case she tries anything legal." I screenshotted that immediately and thanked Janet. Wednesday, yesterday, I got another call from lawyer James Wheeler. "Mr. Thompson, my client is willing to resolve this matter for $5,000. "Resolve what matter? There's no matter to resolve. The unlawful eviction suit she's prepared to file. Tell your client to pound sand." "Actually, wait. Are you even a real lawyer? What's your bar number?" Silence. "Then I'll have to get back to you." He hung up. I did some Googling. There is no Wheeler & Associates in our state. There is a James Wheeler. He's a personal trainer who happens to be Melissa's friend from Instagram. I called my actual lawyer friend back. "Yo, I think her lawyer is fake." "Are you serious? That's illegal as hell. Like actually criminal. What should I do?" "File a police report for fraud and harassment." Now, so that's what I did yesterday afternoon. Gave them all the documentation, the recordings from my doorbell camera of the break-in attempt, the fake lawyer calls, everything. This morning, I woke up to 52 Instagram messages from Melissa on a new account since I'd blocked her main one. "Please just talk to me. I know James called you. That wasn't my idea, Nicole made me. I just need closure. You're being so cruel. I loved you. Why are you doing this to me? I'll apologize if that's what you want. Please, I'm struggling. My mom won't let me stay anymore. This is all your fault. The messages devolved from there into some pretty creative profanity. Block that account too. Final update, 3 weeks later. Alright, this will be my last update because this story has officially concluded in the most bizarre way possible. So 2 weeks ago, the police followed up on my fraud complaint. Turns out James Wheeler, the fake lawyer, cracked immediately. When they showed up at his gym, admitted Melissa promised him $500 from the settlement to pretend to be a lawyer. He got charged with criminal impersonation and unauthorized practice of law. Melissa got charged with conspiracy to commit fraud. But here's where it gets wild. Last Monday, I'm at work when my phone starts blowing up. Coworkers texting me, "Dude, are you seeing this? And check Facebook now." Melissa had gone full nuclear. She'd started a GoFundMe titled, "Help me escape my abusive ex who made me homeless." The description was a masterpiece of fiction. According to her, I was financially abusive throughout our relationship. I isolated her from friends and family. I threw her onto the street with nothing. I hired people to stalk and harass her. She needed $10,000 to start over and get therapy for her trauma. She'd included photos of herself crying, some old pictures of us where she'd edited my face to look darker and more sinister. I'm not kidding. And even a photo of bruises that looked suspiciously like eyeshadow. Her goal was $10,000. She'd raised $127, all from her mom and Nicole. But remember Janet, her co-worker who'd warned me about her plan? Janet wasn't having it. She commented with screenshots of Melissa's old texts bragging about her plan to secure the bag by getting access to my accounts. Then she added screenshots from their group chat where Melissa said, and I quote, "Once I get his banking info, I'll know exactly how much I can take him for. He's got at least $40K saved, LOL. The GoFundMe was down within 3 hours. Tuesday, Melissa's mom called me again. "Derek, I need to apologize. I had no idea how far this had gone. It's not your fault, Mrs. Patterson. No, but this isn't her first time doing something like this. Her ex before you, Marcus, she did something similar. Demanded his credit card for emergencies, maxed it out, then claimed he was financially abusing her when he canceled it. Are you serious? I should have warned you when you started dating. I just hope she'd grown up. What happened with Marcus? He moved to another state to get away from her. She found his new address and sent packages to his workplace claiming he owed her money. He finally got a restraining order. Jesus, I dodged a bullet. No, I dodged a whole firing squad. Thursday, I got served with actual legal papers. But not from Melissa, from her. She was suing me for defamation because I made her look bad to potential employers by filing a police report that became public record. My lawyer, my real one, laughed for a solid minute when I showed him. She's suing you for defamation over a police report about crimes she actually committed that are on camera? Apparently, this is going to be dismissed so fast. Countersue for harassment and legal fees. Friday was court day for her criminal charges. I didn't have to appear, but I heard from the prosecutor that she showed up in a cocktail dress like it was a nightclub, tried to flirt with the judge, who was a 67-year-old woman, and then blamed everything on bad legal advice from Nicole. She got 40 hours of community service and 6-month probation for the fraud conspiracy. James, the fake lawyer, got 100 hours and a year probation, plus fines. And then, yesterday happened. I'm at the grocery store, minding my business in the produce section, when I hear, "Derek." I turn around. It's not Melissa. It's a woman I've never seen before. "Yeah, I'm Rebecca. I just want to say thank you." "Thank you for what?" "I was dating someone Melissa tried to set me up with her friend James." "Yeah, the fake lawyer. When I Googled him, I found all the news articles about what they did to you. You saved me from getting involved with these people." We chatted for a bit. She seemed nice. We grabbed coffee. She's a data analyst, loves hiking, has a golden retriever named Chunk. We're having dinner tomorrow. Meanwhile, according to mutual friends, Melissa is now living with her mom, working part-time at a mall kiosk selling phone cases, and telling everyone she's taking a break from dating to focus on herself. She apparently tried to start another GoFundMe for legal expenses from wrongful prosecution, but GoFundMe banned her from the platform. Nicole and her husband Brad are getting divorced. Apparently, this whole situation made Brad realize Nicole was just as toxic as her sister. He reached out to apologize for not speaking up that day. Said he knew it was wrong, but was trying to keep the peace. I told him no hard feelings, we've all been there. The defamation lawsuit was dismissed yesterday. My countersuit is moving forward. My lawyer says she'll likely owe me around $3,000 to $4,000 in legal fees when this is done. The funny thing? All she had to do was accept that I wasn't giving her access to my bank accounts. That's it. If she just said, okay, I understand, and either accepted it or broken up normally, none of this would have happened. But she had to make an ultimatum, had to try to force control, had to escalate when she didn't get her way. And now she's got a criminal record, owes me legal fees, lost her job. Yeah, her company found out about the fraud charges and let her go, and is living with her disappointed mother at 29 years old. Meanwhile, I still have my apartment, my savings account that she never got to touch, my job, my peace of mind, and potentially a date with someone who seems genuinely normal. Moral of the story? When someone shows you who they are with an ultimatum, believe them. And when they demand access to your bank accounts after 18 months of dating, run. Don't walk. Run. Oh, and always have doorbell cameras. Those things are worth their weight in gold. Thanks for following along on this wild ride, everyone. I'm going to go enjoy my drama-free life now. Victory hand.